We have Aaron.
7:36 here, Big 550 KTRS, as we all go to KTRS.com to look at the cross-dressing bank robber.
It does not look like a woman at all.
To see if it looks like John Carney. It kind of does look like John Carney. Where was John Carney yesterday afternoon? 7:37. Let's go to Ferguson. Aaron Katursky, ABC News correspondent, was last night in Ferguson. Good morning, Aaron.
Hey, McGraw, good morning. Quiet night, relatively speaking anyway here, and that was certainly good news, and I think demonstrators went a long way toward keeping tension low. The pastors held a candlelight vigil, and that, I think, moderated the tone a little bit. And then the police, in putting the Missouri Highway Patrol and St. Louis County in charge of the security detail, took a more casual posture. It didn't feel like, Ferguson officers defending their headquarters in riot gear. It was officers in ordinary uniforms standing behind vehicles, and both things seemed to diffuse tension.
The night before, when the two police officers were shot, there were reports, and it looked like it from the news media, that there were two distinct groups. A very peaceful group that seemed to assemble last night, but then there was a more angrier group looking for trouble. Did it look like some people in that crowd or around it were looking for trouble?
But hasn't that been the case for a while, that there's sort of the true believers and the protesters calling for change, and then there's sort of the professional agitators,
right,
who are more in it for the sport, and sometimes distinguishing between the two can be difficult, but then the shots ring out and everybody hits the deck because some said they feared the police were going to return fire into the crowd. And now, in the absence of an arrest, you've had all sorts of theories about who fired the shot and why. Was it meant to scare off protesters? Was it meant to aim at protesters? Was it meant to, who knows, was it actually meant for the officers? We know that Attorney General Eric Holder has called whoever did it a punk. The president said the person needs to be arrested, and there's a difference between calling for change and then violence. And today, we're told the number one priority is finding whoever's responsible.
Yeah. There's no question that there are many peaceful protesters out there who are excited about all of the change going on, and then there are others who sort of don't like the change and are upset with some of the power structure going away, and there are other people who just, for no other reason, are basically anarchists. What time did the crowd disperse last night, and how big was it?
It was about 150, 200 people, maybe, which seemed rather modest. And they started down the block at this candlelight vigil, and then moved here to the police station and the parking lot across the street. And that's where they were. And it came and went peacefully. Still boisterous, still loud, but many of the protesters said they just wanted to make sure they had a presence and that the gunfire didn't deter them.
Yeah.
And they put up barriers, didn't they, in front of the police department? Whereas before you could just walk right up.
Yeah, and you can still, it's still fairly open, but there are a couple of concrete barriers. There's a long line of yellow tape, and they positioned vehicles at the front entrance. And so it didn't feel like a wall of officers. It just took a little more casual type pose. And that, even symbolically may have made a difference.
How long are you in town for?
I don't know. Are we having dinner? Beer?
Yeah, come on over.
Are you cooking? What's the deal?
I bought some corned beef and cabbage last night, so you're more than welcome to come over. And tomorrow we got a great St. Patrick's Day parade for you.
Oh, where's that?
It's in Cottleville, and I'll give you VIP tickets because.
You say Cottleville like I know where that is.
I know.
Listen, if I leave the island of Manhattan, I'm lost. So could you please be a little more?
It is.
It's like Mayberry.
It is literally Mayberry. Yes, we got Aunt B and
I don't know where Mayberry is either.
and Goober and the rest of them. I'll call you off the air and we'll see if you're still around. I'll take you out to lunch or something.
Oh, that sounds nice.
You got it. Aaron Katursky live in Ferguson, covering that for us, and in town for at least a day or two. Aaron, be safe. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, pal.
7:41 here, Big 550 KTR.